Will Ward, and he was my 5th grade teacher. And I was having kind of a hard time in my life at that moment. I was not an untroubled 10-year-old, but I don't know, for some reason, he made me excited to learn, and I kind of wanted to impress him because it seemed like he was really paying attention to me when it didn't feel like a whole lot of other people were. And I actually think that I took academics seriously from that point forward, largely because of him. Like, he set me down that path somehow. And it wasn't because he was stern or I was afraid of him or anything like that. It was because I wanted to make him happy, but he was also finding a way to engage me in a way that I got excited about what we were doing, like learning the periodic table, which I never really did, so it was a bad example. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, etc. I sent him, I found his email address a couple of years ago and emailed him a thank you letter. And he had retired, and oh my God, I'm kind of tearing up. He retired and it was a public school in a town that didn't have a whole lot of money, and he worked his whole life as a teacher in elementary school. And when he retired, he donated a bunch of money, like tens of thousands of dollars, to the school that he had taught at his whole career. And it's just, I don't know, he was a cool guy. Just by paying attention to a kid that wasn't getting paid attention to, I think he made a big difference. So there. There was another guy in my childhood right around that time, Mr. Higas. I delivered papers, and I delivered papers to this guy's house, and he was retired, and he somehow just stopped me one day. Oh, I know what it was. He hadn't paid me, and I was like knocking on the door like, hey, it's payday, buddy. You gotta pay up. And we got to talking, and he found out that, you know, me and my little brother, who was with me at the time, were, you know, being raised by a single mom. Somehow it came up, and he took it as a sign from on high that he should help us out. He had run a workshop when he was much younger for fatherless boys, and taught them how to do woodworking and work with electricity and stuff like that. And he had stopped doing it. He had stopped doing it 25 years before, but he started it up again just for me and my little brother. And he would teach us Chinese and how to make little circuits after school. And yeah. You know, we had no money. Shit. I haven't thought about Mr. Higas in a long time. We had no money at that point in our lives, and we were actually, we were kind of homeless. We were living in a tent, and he would take us out to dinner at restaurants that we would never imagine being able to go to, and we brought him Christmas presents when I was like 13 years old. We came to his house to bring him Christmas presents, and he had passed away a couple weeks before, and I just broke down crying. I don't know what happened. But thank you for bringing that up. Yes. And he was not a teacher, so that wasn't even relevant to your question. So I apologize for falling to pieces in front of you guys. But I'm not, this is like completely earnest. I think about him, and I think about, you know, Will Ward. When I started Random Acts, it was like those guys and a couple of other people in my childhood made such a profound impact on me, and it was completely out of the generosity of their hearts, with no expectation of anything in return. And for them, they were not making huge sacrifices. They were just paying attention, and that's what I want to do with Random Acts, like help people, you know, perpetuate that kind of thoughtfulness in the world. So anyway.
Hi, Misha.
Hi.
You came into my purview when you were on Nip Tuck.
Yes.
And you did a certain yoga pose.
Yes.
For self-gratification. Can you still do that without actually, doing it?
Can I do the pose without sucking myself off? Is that what you're asking? No, unfortunately. My body is that flexible, but if I get into that position, I simply can't resist, and I just... I feel like we collectively have some sort of emotional whiplash right now. Can you pinpoint, sir? Can you pinpoint the moment when you started having night terrors? Yes, actually. I was at a convention. It was a very emotional moment. And then suddenly, he started talking about self-fellatiation. I've never been the same. Thank you. Thank you for lightening the mood. Hi.
Hi, my question is, out of these 3 ships, what is your favorite and why? SASDL, MexDL, or DESDL?
I like the big ship Lollipop. That's my favorite. What's yours?
My personal favorite is SDL. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, is that the same as the meat product that I see on store shelves, or is that something else?
Nah, it's something else entirely.
I guess I really can't say anything after my last comment, so yes. I'm being forthright with you when I say that I don't read a